We're three-dimensional people living in a three-dimensional world. But online, we become something else. Flattened, reduced, distilled into a few square inches of screen. Shoulders up, static lighting, lagging audio. What was once a full-body presence becomes a thumbnail. And yet we still try to lead, still try to inspire, still try to persuade. That's where the dissonance lives. In-person instincts don't translate cleanly into these virtual frames. Gestures shrink, energy diffuses, attention scatters. In the room, your presence carries across physical space. Online, it has to leap through a pane of glass and hope it lands with some fidelity on the other side. Digital platforms sample and compress us. They reduce signal, and with it, the nuance. We've all seen what happens. Voices go robotic, cameras freeze, faces pixelate. But even when the tech works perfectly, something still gets lost. Our presence, our texture, our cues. What people receive on the other end isn't you. It's a curated version of you. Head, shoulders, and whatever emotion manages to squeeze past the compression filter. This flattening affects more than visuals. It shifts how we speak. Many people speed up without realizing it. Their pitch rises slightly, their tone tightens, they don't pause as much as they would in person because silence online feels awkward more than it does in person. They rush, not because they're disinterested, but because the format makes it feel like everyone else is. The pressure to perform can become overwhelming, and ironically, it often leads to disengagement. Instead of rising to the moment, we shrink into the screen. We get through it. We try to sound professional, but what's missing is presence. What's missing is life. Online platforms don't just flatten us, they expose us. They shine a ring-lit spotlight on poor communication habits, meandering points, monotone delivery, no read of the room because the room barely exists. You're speaking to a wall of muted avatars, or worse, a checkerboard of half-listening colleagues. Some are visibly multitasking. Some have vanished behind profile pictures. You know they're there, but not really. And that truth seeps into your delivery. So you start hurrying. You lose your energy. You speak as if to inanimate objects because that's what it feels like. The audience becomes abstract, a sea of silent rectangles. But here's the hard truth. If the faces looking back at you are disengaged, maybe your delivery isn't engaging. Yes, people are distracted. Yes, they are juggling priorities. But when someone truly commands a screen, when they show up with clarity, intention, and presence, the screen starts to feel like theirs. The room reorients. The message breaks through. Being effective online doesn't mean becoming a circus act. It doesn't mean cramming in more polls or awkward icebreakers. Presence online is about design. It's about choosing how you show up, not just technically, but emotionally. Think of how a performer adjusts for a massive hall. They exaggerate their gestures, they shape their tone, they pace their movement, not just for theatrics, but for translation. They're making their message visible and felt across distance. Online communication demands the same. It requires a shift, not just in tools, but in mindset. You have to be clear and spacious. You have to make your words leap off the screen. And you have to resist the temptation to shrink your energy just because your window is small. Here's a few real adjustments you can make. Slow down. Digital platforms create lag, not just technically, but emotionally. Give your message space to land. Your audience needs time to catch up, and so do you. Secondly, use your face. It's the only part of you that made the cut. Eyebrows, eyes, mouth, they all matter. Use them. Channel your inner Pixar character if you must. Third, build contrast. Monotone is a sleep aid. Vary your pace, your volume, your rhythm. You're not just trying to be a dramatic. You're actually trying to sound like you were not replaced by an audiobook. Design the flow. Online attention spans are measured in seconds, so break up your delivery. Give people on-ramps. And if you must share your screen, make it worth the click. Watch for the energy drop. You know that moment when you hear yourself and think, wow, I sound like I've given up. Yeah, that one. Catch it. Reset. Sip water, blink twice, re-engage. It matters. Stop performing. Start connecting. You're not an actor. You're a guide. Even when you're using a script. You need a presence people can feel, even if it's through a pane of glass. You don't need to become a digital entertainer, but you do need to show up. With full attention, with full presence, with words that are crafted to carry well not just in sound, but in spirit. Online platforms make this harder. They strip away dimension, but they also reveal what's there and what's not. The screen is honest, and that honesty, if we let it, can make us better. Fathom It helps leaders adopt their communication for a digital world without losing depth, clarity, or humanity. If your next presentation, keynote, or team meeting needs to do more than just check a box, we're here to help it resonate.